jump in your boat and roll, roll, roll. Jump in your boat and roll, roll, roll. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like you do. Oh, that's pretty fun, and I think people are loving it. Sing again, ready? Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like you do. Yeah, good. Oh, you better aim high and go for your pie in the sky. Go ahead and trust yourself. Everything writes itself. Life's a stream. Go ahead, follow your dream. Jump in your boat, row, row, row. Jump in your boat, row, row, row. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like you do. Yeah, would. I like that you all out there have learned it. Here we go, everybody. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Woo! All right, thank you all so much. And like snowflakes, they scatter. Wow. Here we are at show 110. How do we like that? We like that singing together as a group. Yeah, that makes me feel like so much more pumped. The rooster seems to be enjoying it. I'd like to take a moment to ask you to support the show. You can support Laura Oldanie at Rich and Resilient. You'll hear more about that. Victoria Ann at Victory Henna. And you can support Geri on the streets.
All the money you can give.
All the money you can Venmo LShepherd9, PayPal LShepherd9, or you can be my patron, which is actually what I really want. That's you go on to patreon.com/The Laura Shepherd Show and become a donor where you donate $1 a show, or maybe $9 a show, or whatever.
Maybe $100 a show.
$150. So that is something I'm encouraging you to do. And if none of these giving opportunities suits you, just find a woman buying diapers in the grocery store and buy her some diapers. That'll work. You can always do some good in the world. I think we're going to get started today with Victory Henna. And Victoria, come to the stage. How are you? Hello. I'm doing good. How are you? Above average. Above average. I'm going to give you this. Get a microphone. You get your own mic. Now, you
I paint on people.
You paint on people, both face painting and henna.
I primarily do henna, but yes, also face painting.
Okay, so if I'm having...
This is my year of face painting coming up. I've decided I'm going to get really good at both.
And so face painting, you have to come up with a special sort of paint. I suppose you have to get the right kind of paint.
You really want something that's non-toxic. That's not going to hurt people because, cadmium in the system. Not good. No cadmium. So yeah, you make non-toxic stuff for kids because primarily you're going to paint on kids. Although my history is actually, I used to paint at Fantasy Fest. Do you know what that is?
It's like somewhere in, is that in Key West? No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, naked people.
Did you have to paint their bosoms?
I did.
There's
other things I painted also.
It seems to me, a forehead doesn't move too much, but a bosom seems like it would retract.
See how other things retract also.
Wow.
All I would do is put on gloves and say, lift when I say lift. Good with it, Eric.
Heavy lifting. You always con off the heavy lifting on someone else.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, but so what we're going to do is you're actually going to give a little henna demonstration. So we could have our volunteer from the audience, please make their way to the stage. I'm going to let you sit in the middle. This is our volunteer, Lynda.
Linda's going to get some.
From Empty Hats, you might know her.
So people normally do the palm of the hand because in India, they do this for weddings, but they also do it just for fun. You know, like people are like, this is a religious ceremony, isn't it? It's like, no.
But it lasts a long time.
It does last a long time. So they do it for weddings in India and Middle East, etc. And usually the honeymoon will last as long as the henna lasts. So the palm of the hand is the bomb place to do it because it can last up to a month there.
Yeah.
Ooh. So I met an Indian woman who said to me,
Would you like a little pillow?
yeah, can we get a little pillow?
Can you throw me one of those little pillows right there?
She said to me her henna lasted 3 months. And that's how long her honeymoon was. And I said, oh my God, what did you do to get
You don't wash your hand, I guess. You don't.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't do anything. I did absolutely nothing.
Well, that's kind of a nice little habit. It seems to me they put the henna on, and then the wife goes home, and she basically has to do absolutely nothing. So therefore, she doesn't turn into the slave immediately.
That's right.
And I suppose
it's her one time where the mother-in-law comes in and makes.
If you have to do your own dishes, I guess it just shows your poor status in life if your henna only lasts a few minutes. So henna is a plant.
Yep.
Okay. And it grows where?
So henna generally grows in very warm climates. It needs like 3 months of over 100-degree weather to really be staining.
Oh.
So Middle East, Morocco, India. These are places where it'll come from naturally.
But don't you make your own?
I do.
Formula?
Yes.
Everybody has.
So I buy leaves, and then I make it into a paste. Like
so the leaves, are they powdered up or are they whole leaves? You buy sort of a green
leaves.
powder.
Yep.
Oh, and how can you tell the quality of your powder, darling?
You want it to look like a bright green. You don't want it to be all khaki colored because that means it's
brighter than. Is this?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yours, yeah, it is.
This is darker, and this is the beginning. I'm gonna do some other stuff.
Okay, wait. When you get to the end of that little mark, let's just wave your. It's okay. So she started there on the palm of the hand there.
Classic flower, classic henna flowering. So exciting. And ironically, I actually use a little thing called Jagua as well now, and I mix the two together.
What?
So this is called Hennagua.
Why would you? What's Jagua?
So Jagua is a plant from the rainforest that, if you've ever seen like tribes in the rainforest that have like black lines across the face of it. So they are using a fruit called Juniper americana, and that is a juice. And so I just chuck it in with my delicious henna, and voila, it gets darker. So Jagua stains blue-black, and henna will stain brown to reddish brown and orange. You mix the two together and you get like this really nice deep walnut color. So it makes my henna especially pip and dark.
And who knew Pimp and Dark was what one was after?
Pimp and Dark.
That's right.
I want Pimp and Dark. Now you've had henna before.
I do. I love it on my hands.
Why?
Because it lasts a really long time and it gets really, really dark.
Normally on your hands.
For me, and I think for most people, don't you think?
Yes.
Hands.
You have
Super
no
dark.
skin pigmentation. You have a really thick skin, so the henna gets especially dark.
Because there's thicker skin, so there's more to pigmentate. Is that?
Yeah, it just will sink in deeper, and so the deeper it dyes, the darker it gets, the longer it lasts. So you want it to sink in deeper. So places like here, it's not going to sink in really deep,
because
like on your décolletage, but Jagua stains your décolletage.
So the Jagua can stain that. Why does it stain different?
Because it stains almost instantly as opposed to henna. Henna needs to sit on your skin for several hours to get a good dark stain. Jagua, that bad boy's just going to stain. It's like, boom, did I stain you? Oops, sorry. So it's almost instantaneous.
And how about if you're wanting to get Jagua off of you, what do you do?
I would highly recommend a hair dye remover. You go to Sally's to get that. So I've seen a lot of people that.
So I once had, I think it was Jagua because it was like a blue-black, and I couldn't get it off for weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty much, It's like
okay, so they just used that.
So a lot of places, especially in Florida, they want black. People want them to be like tattoos. So they don't particularly necessarily want the henna. So people originally started to use Chinese hair dye, which is very bad for your skin. And it contains a chemical called PPD, which if you've seen like kids with raised welts and horrible burns, that's what they're using. Natural henna will not harm the skin. You can do little tests to see if like maybe the eucalyptus oil or whatever is put in it, like citric acid, some people don't like that. So it's always good to test because you're putting something on the skin. But yeah, so Jagua also has that type of thing you kind of have to check. I find that people who are allergic to strawberries don't necessarily like Jagua.
If you're allergic to strawberries, you don't want Jagua.
No. And there's a smell to this henna. There's a delicious smell.
Is there a scent to it?
Oh yes, and it's very
Fragrant.
fragrant, but it's not intoxicating. But you just want to keep smelling your hand. I just that didn't come out right. Happy holidays. But
They'll all smell like
there is that smell.
Yes.
To henna.
So when I mix the henna, you want to put in, so I set it off with citric acid.
Set it off. What do you mean set it off?
It means it gets to break down the hennotanic acids within the plant.
So there's so you get this powder,
Yes.
and you
You
don't
mix it
just
with
mix it
lemon
with
juice.
water.
No.
You mix with
You
lemon juice.
can, but I like to mix mine with lemon juice. It's how I was taught. The citric acid helps to break down the henna. And actually, people have said that it breaks down faster with water, and you really want your henna to last at least 2 to 3 days. You don't want it to be like done.
Oh, you mean when you mix up your powder, it will last 2 or 3 days?
That's it,
Let
then
me
I
see.
throw it away.
May I? This is this cute little. She's got it mixed up in this little it's like mud. It's like
Very
cake
much like
icing.
mud.
Is it like cake icing?
Yeah, it
About
is.
the consistency. She has this little teeny applicator, and so when you do this bit of henna today, you could still use the rest of this on someone else up to a couple of days.
Yep. I actually had this frozen in my fridge. So
Frozen.
I like to keep it frozen. Keeps it
You
fresh.
mix it up, and then you freeze it.
And that way I can just, when somebody goes, can you do henna for me? I'm like, sure. Whip it up.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hair thing. Don't people do henna dyes for
In
their
their
hair?
hair.
Henna
Yeah.
stains protein, so it stains hair, skin, and nails.
Stains
Yes.
protein.
Yeah, you can actually get like a
Thanks.
henna lip dye that will
Ooh.
stain your lips. I don't know how that works. I don't.
How about Jagua on the lips? We could have black
You
lips.
probably could. So if you've ever had a photo cake where like you get a photograph printed on a cake and it's
Yeah.
black,
Yeah.
that black is Jagua. So it has a food principle. People buy it like because you can eat it. But so that's why when you eat those photo cakes, your teeth get all black.
Ooh, gross. I didn't even know that was a
Yeah.
bad thing that could happen to me.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. Okay, so if people want henna done, they can get in touch with you at Victory Henna
Yep, or even Victoria Ann is my other Facebook. That's my
on
personal
Facebook,
page.
and you can be hired for a party or a
Party
wedding
events, things
or
like
a
that.
bachelorette pad.
I've done like the night of henna before a wedding. I've gone and done weddings. There's like several traditions.
And also now face painting.
face painting
for-
as well.
for
Also
children.
birds. I also do. Women usually in their 7th month of pregnancy will do it as a protective thing.
Oh, birth, like so you
See?
would henna the belly
Yes.
as a protective.
There's actually symbols you can use to ensure an easy birth.
Protective symbols,
Hit me up,
magic.
girls. Hit me up.
Yeah, hit her up. And are you doing it at fairs?
Yes.
So where's the nearest place they can come find you?
Well, I'm here in Gulfport, so if you contact me, I can meet you personally here in
Yes.
Gulfport. But my next show is the Gainesville Town Medieval Fair. Yeah.
You guys are both going to be
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
with
yeah.
your
We're
band
cool
Kitty
like that.
Cats and
Yeah.
Winnie Lucy, and you're going to be doing the henna.
Yep. And then I go down and I do the Fort Lauderdale Renaissance Festival in February, March.
Well, I'm excited. It's a good thing she didn't bring me face paint, or I'd had to paint my paint, and then I'd be rubbing my face. So what I'm going to do, okay, show what we've got so far. Now,
Just a little simple thing.
this is a little simple thing, but you could do it more if you want.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can do more. So I'm going to ask you all to trundle on,
Oh, I'm
and then
trundling.
Anyway, showing the
you
hair.
can, if you want to do a little more on her before, we can show it. And at the end, we're going to show how it hardens up.
And if you want, I can do a little face paint on you before the end of the thing is done. I have a cute little.
Well,
you could do a
we
little
can do-
holiday face paint with a little snowflake.
Okay, well, okay, there we go.
Thank you. My time is done.
Deli.
Oh, no, that's not right.
I'm going to say this is for Lynda.
All right, we'll see what we can do about getting more going on with that.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
Took that off the street.
All right, well,
The cones are amazing.
now we'll have no mumbling in the background, please. No mumbling in the background. I'm gonna get little shock whoopee cushions that I have in every chair, and then I'll have the chairs numbered, and I'll be chair number 3. I'm working on that. Maybe not right away. Maybe that's not, maybe for Christmas. I do have a present for you guys, but we're gonna have a Hanukkah. This is Geri. Come to the stage. Yeah, you want to bring your guitar with you? Bring your guitar, and we're gonna get Geri up here. Geri.
Yay!
All righty, and you can join us. We have Geri and Helper. If you can. Oh, you want to sit right down? Yeah. Place that right there. Nice work, team. Yeah. Look at that. We have a whole teamwork going on. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That'd be great.
Alrighty. That was hard.
Yes. Well, now we finally have. Are you going to play standing or sitting?
I'm gonna sit. Well, I can do it.
Okay. Well, have a seat, and I'm going to give you a microphone
I'm
then.
gonna sit because I thought it'd be, it would work for your little set.
Well, we can do both. We can do both. This is your microphone to start with. Now, Geri,
Yes,
you're
Laura.
a Gulfportian.
Gulfportian, yes.
Yes.
Of many years, not too much. Huh?
Yes, we've known each other for a long time, and you like to sing and perform. And rumor had it that you and some ladies did a Christmas event at the senior center, and
Sing along, yeah.
a sing-along, and that you sang this is a Hanukkah song?
Well, it is a Hanukkah song. I picked it up recently. That's why it's still on paper.
Yes, that's all right. We don't mind.
Not in my brain. Partially, anyway. Yeah, and I heard it and I thought, well, that's a cool song,
Are you Jewish?
I'm not. I have
Neither am I.
in my adult life, I've had basically no religion. Okay, but if I had to have one, I'd be Jewish because I like the tradition. All the Jewish people I know are wonderful.
But okay, but you
I was
didn't.
almost Jewish.
You didn't. That one was almost Jewish. I'm not
The food
Jewish.
is good.
The food is good. Yeah, you might as well belong to a religion that has good food.
And-
Them
and-
Southern
really,
Baptist,
totally.
them Southern
Italians.
Baptist little
I'm telling you.
dinners they have down here
I
in the
know,
church hall.
and the Catholics, bless their hearts,
Bless
they should have like hush puppies instead of the host name.
And so when I heard that you had worked up this, is it a Jewish song? Can I call this a Jewish song? A
It
Hebrew
is,
song?
well,
What do
it
you call
is. It was written by a famous Jew named Peter Yarrow, Peter, Paul, and Mary, and they became quite famous with it. Of course, when you find it online, you're going to go, "Oh, that's so cool!" They do it so beautifully, the way they arranged everything. Well, this is not quite of that caliber, but
Okay, well,
it's a neat song. So
We'll judge
I
that
gotta-
on our. Let us be the judge of the caliber.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, so do you want to just go ahead? I like the fact that we're doing that you're doing a Jewish song, and can you call something a Jewish song? A song written by a Jewish?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure. Anyways, because it is Christmas, and I'm like vaguely Christian.
Vaguely. Oh, yeah.
Christian, but I'm all for some vaguely Jewish stuff.
Vaguely. I know a lot of Jews who are vaguely Jewish. Actually.
I'm gonna pop this on around over to this
All right.
side. You'll have two.
All right.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna
Over
get
there.
down and let you do your thing.
All right, this is called Light One Candle. Peter Yarr wrote it, probably many years ago when they were much younger. He's still singing it, so whatever. It's just cool. I thought I would share it. Laura said a friend of mine probably let the cat out of the bag that I had sung this at the thing and at the senior center because it's not your usual song. It's about something up the Maccabee revolt. They were it wasn't just the Romans. Before the Romans, it was the bloody Greeks. And the Greeks were there for centuries because of Alexander the Great. Came through and made everything Greek. And of course, the most famous Greek we know of is Cleopatra. She was a Ptolemy. And she was alive because of Alexander the Great. And so Ptolemy the Sixth, at the time of this, the song it talks about, which when you hear it, you're going to go, that's pretty timely. That could be now or any time, any religion. It's just people and love in the earth, which is kind of Judaism, really, when you think about it. And this is dedicated to the Palestinian Jews who are kind of frustrated with their brothers across the Great Divide there. It's a wonderful world. Happy Hanukkah. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, who thanks their life didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when the right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it'll last for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, let it last for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in and anger not tear us apart. Light one candle for the wisdom to know that peace has a song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it'll last for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it'll last for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. And what is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in the flame? What's the commitment for those who have died now? We cry out they have not died in vain. Have we come this far, always believing that judgment will somehow prevail? This is the burden, this is the promise, this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Thank you, Peter. You're a nice song.
Thank you. Now, Jerry,
Uh-huh.
when did you start playing guitar and
Oh God,
singing?
I've been messing with the guitar for decades, but I only got serious the last, I don't know, 15 years or something. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm sitting in the living room looking at a book and playing out of a book, you know, with a guitar that wasn't set up right, a bad guitar. So I got a good guitar, I got good music, and I went, I don't care if I have to play at a picnic table out there. I'm going to get out of the house and go play out there. And that made me kind of wake up a little bit. You know, and I was strolling along the sidewalk one time, and one of my friends, Beth Jackson, drove me into Manja for the open mic. Just
Yeah.
literally
Oh,
drove
yeah.
me in. She drags people off the sidewalk. We're going to sing this. It's what? And some complicated, a show tune or something. Age of Aquarius, I think it was, or something. And I didn't really know it, so I had to, go on typewritten piece of paper.
So what do
That's
you
Beth.
what does it do for one? Wakes you up, I guess, to play out. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I just play for myself."
That's true. We all do. We all play for ourselves.
Oh no, I'm playing for y'all.
No, you're not. You're naughty. So,
You're nice.
no, I'm not.
People.
All right. So what was important important, I mean, what changes when you get out in front of people? That you're not, I mean, you're still sitting there looking at paper. I mean, I know you see.
Besides getting really nervous sometimes.
And what does that
And
go?
sometimes I don't. It's like sometimes I'm nervous, sometimes, whatever, It varies. For me, it goes back and forth or whatever. If I haven't played in a while, I get kind of nervous. Yeah, like that. Or if I maybe had one toke over the line, I'll forget a lyric, like that. Just saying. So.
But that's okay. We don't mind. Yeah. So
Oh, we
okay.
don't
So
mind.
getting out somehow amps it up. I'm going to take this little microphone off you before you.
Oh, take it away.
Look, she's running away. I feel like you're running away. She's
Uh-huh.
running away from me, isn't she?
No.
I did not hurt her. Please retract that statement. How did I hurt you?
No, she did not. Your Honor.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I'm trans. I can't go to prison.
I was
hurt.
Yeah, what?
What?
Well, we don't know what prison they send you. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh yeah, which bathroom did they let you use? And then I'm like, we'll think of something else.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, so are you still doing? That's where we first met.
Well,
was the Manja
I
open mic.
took the summer off and I haven't gotten back yet to the open mic thing, but I will because my ego eventually kicks in and I have to
Okay.
perform and act up and all
And
that.
get some attention from others. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, attention. That's the
Sing
thing.
fun, isn't it?
So it's a double thing. You're getting back from the audience if they're a good audience. But if you're playing like in a bar and everybody just drinking and talking, it's like soul destroying. It's not nice. So you always have to play for yourself. Otherwise, you have to assume nobody really cares, and that helps because then you just let go and play what you want. Or if you mess up a song because you're little, stars in your eyes sort of thing. You can say, "Oh, the hell with this song," and start another one. And that's what I do. Everybody laughs, so it's a good line. Or you come up with a story. Sad.
And are you getting
story.
better?
And
Yes.
I have gotten better.
Oh
over
yes,
the
there's a
years.
yes from the
I've gotten a
partner.
little better. Yeah.
Okay.
With the singing, and I started copying people if you want to sing. Find somebody in your vocal range, sort of get a CD, and then start singing along with them, and that helped. So, yeah, I sing sometimes, but not in the shower. No.
Never in the shower.
Never,
Okay,
never,
But your one's busy in the shower.
Yeah. Well, there's help. Yeah.
All right. So, do you have any plans to play this Jewish,
Well, I did.
written by a Jewish person song
It
anymore?
was.
this
It's
holiday
too
season?
good not to sing it.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it. Because
All
I like what it says, and I like the thoughts, and all the Jews I know are radicals. So am I. The politics and all of that. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to expect you. Well, if you happen to be around on Christmas Eve, I'm having a party. Please come bring your guitar and sing a song.
Oh, yes.
Yes, y'all are welcome. I'm having a party.
Very
I just
well.
announced
Very
that.
well.
Okay.
Ooh la la.
They're flying in
Anyway,
from
all of you
California.
all.
Well, thank
And
you
I
for.
really appreciate your time and thank you for doing this for me. I appreciate it.
So welcome.
Because,
Thank you for allowing me to come and play for all these lovely people.
Yes, well, there you go.
You two out there.
Love this song.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, okay.
Hanukkah starts tonight.
Tonight, we're going next door. We're going to light a candle. The first candle.
Yeah, like one of the 8 candles. 8.
And this one,
Yeah.
and you feel like
Because
listen to
the
the song.
candles lasted
This song
8
says
days.
light one candle 8 times.
Okay. Oh, it says it has the oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does it 8 times. So it's a Hanukkah song.
Yeah, there's something about do one little thing 8 times and you got a big thing.
Well,
That's my Jewish
I should have
proverb.
sung a lot earlier if I'd known that.
That's right.
Okay,
Thank you so
All right.
much, Geri. I really appreciate your time. That is too funny. Oh wait, I have some presents, and these presents are for those of you that have been on the show. Geri, it's actually a DVD. I don't know if you have a DVD player, but once I made a DVD of the Best Foot Forward song, and it's got a few extras in the back. And there's one for Victoria, and there'll be one for our new guest. I was cleaning out some Christmas things, and I found these DVDs. So that's your gift, and thank you for your time. So I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did this video shoot of me singing Best Foot Forward, and yeah, it's a DVD.
Oh, DVD.
It goes in your DVD player. It is a visual thing. It'll do nothing, and it's and I decided I needed to dress like Janet. I didn't know what I was going to wear. And then I saw something about Janis Joplin. You know how she had that one feather
Yes.
boa, so that's why.
Absolutely.
That's my tribute to Janis Joplin.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. I have a little, I have a thing, I really like old Christmas decorations that most people would throw in a trash can, but I really like them. I have a problem, there's just Santa. I've just given away some Santas and sleighs, and I pulled some things out of the attic, and I decided I had too many fabulous old-fashioned stinky toys. Speaking of smell, they have an interesting smell. All right, so anyways, I wrote a Christmas carol, Christmas time again. If you go to my website, you can see videos of such. It's Christmas time again. I hear the word give. I hear the word give. It's Christmas time again. For to give is to receive. I hear the word give. I hear the word give. A new year begins now. Forgive yourself. Forgive your friends. A new year begins now. For to give is to receive. A new year begins now. 'Cause it's Christmas time again. I hear the word give. I hear the word give. And a new year begins now. Forgive yourself. Forgive your friends. That's my little Christmas carol.
Update?
Huh?
Update?
Oh, are we ready for an update?
Want an update?
Come on back up, ladies. We're gonna have a little update. Come on.
Oh, really?
Why not? Okay, you have to hold it up for the whole time. You were doodling the whole time, and you were doodling the whole time.
I diddle.
You diddled. Well, sit down here for a minute. We'll talk. Oh, you just showed it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you continued to
Doodle.
follow your heart.
Yeah, I
Now,
did.
there's some of those patterns are pretty. What's the word? Are they traditional? Or
So I did a bunch of vines. If you wanted to
come
show
over here.
it.
Come sit over here.
Come sit over here.
Oh,
Right, we got one.
we got one, but we need you to come sit over here so you can hold the camera, your hand up, so people can see it. Because
So-
we're talking about it.
A lot of times for like weddings and whatnot, they'll do things that are growing in vines because it's about growing into a new life. So a lot of times you see things to do with prosperity, fertility, things like that. So you want to have flowers and vines, but if you want prosperity, yeah. But so that's the idea. That's why you see a lot of flowers and vines.
Well, there you go. Thank you for finishing that up for her. Now, this is a paste. It's kind of like icing almost.
Yep.
And it comes out wet, and it's going to dry on Lynda's hand.
Just like dried mud.
Just like dried mud. And then
You're gonna leave it on
You
for
leave it
several
on
hours.
for several hours till it dries, and then you just flake it off. Is that what? Or let it come off on itself, or do you go like
I
this?
highly recommend, so one of the things you want to protect is from water. So I always recommend flaking it off, putting a little natural oil on it before you ever get it wet, and then you can get it wet.
Oh,
But,
so you flake off the stuff, put oil on, which protects it a little bit, and then you can wash your hands.
That's
per
right.
normal.
That is correct,
But
Laura.
darling, I would not do any work until it all went off. Your mother-in-law will be over to do the dishes.
That's right. And there's a term in India called being Mendi spoiled, where teenage girls do their henna because they're just, they doodle on themselves. And then they're like, oh, I can't do dishes, it'll mess up my henna. I'm sorry, I can't do chores, it'll mess up my henna. And they're like, oh, please. Please, girl, get that vacuum cleaner. So anyway, but there's a little thing called being Mendi spoiled. So
Mindy
can
spoiled.
be
You are
Mendi
Mindy spoiled. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wait, before you leave, we have this.
I'm having this back, right?
Yes,
here.
we're having this back.
Yes.
That was kind of fun. Oh, this is for you, my dear. This is a DVD, and it has some funny little behind the things. I got together a bunch of people for the weekend, and we made that video.
I love it.
At Downtown Greens. That's me impersonating
Janis Joplin?
Janis Joplin, that's right. That's me impersonating Janis Joplin.
I'm gonna take this off.
All right, now, it's come to my attention that I'm a fashion maven. Who knew? It's come to my attention that I'm a fashion maven, and people are super interested, and they're like, that thing you wore. And so I have decided that I'm going to auction off my jacket to anybody who cares to bid. If you're here, you hand me cash, you can take it home. Otherwise, you can let me know. This is a fabulous jacket. Now, this is a, what is the name? Let's see, Joseph Ribkoff. Comes with the tags and the hanger. This is a fabulous Christmas jacket. You will all look great in it. Beautiful. With its, yes, and it's so, I will take the highest bidder currently present or anyone else that, would want it. Because the trick is that I wear these things and then you have to pass them on or else I would have a mountain of clothes. So, here you go. So this is the said item available for anyone that cares to have it. I will trade, comes with its tags and its hanger. There you go. Okay. Now next week, if you think you're getting this this red sweater, you're wrong. So what I do is I love clothes and I run down to the to thrift stores and stuff and I get clothes and then I wear them for a little while and then I pass them on. It's a hobby. Laura Oldanie, can you join me, please? Yay! Yay, Laura!
Yay, Laura!
I am so pleased for you. This is so exciting.
Thank you.
I mean, if you can have, fame by association. I live next door to Laura. Ooh, I'm so pleased.
I live next to this
This is this book. You've written this book.
Yes.
We co-wrote it?
Yes, I have. I co-wrote it, and then we even had contributors, and I'm very thankful to my co-author because he did much of the heavy lifting in the writing. It's based on a course that we co-created, and he's just more creative, and writing comes more easily to him. So I did do some of the writing, and I was definitely involved in putting the content together and shaping the ideas, but I want to, his name is first, and that's for a reason.
Tell us the name.
It's called Growing Free, Financially Resilient, Economically Empowered, and then the subtitle is Building the Life of Your Dreams Without Losing Your Soul or Destroying the Planet.
Woo! Woo! And this is a big book. You hear that? That's how big this book is. There's a lot of stuff in this book. Financially resilient and economically empowered. This is a funny, how can we, my dear, the economy is terrible. How can I feel economically empowered?
Well, it's not an overnight fix, but there are definitely, the whole thing, like the subtitle, the Building the Life of Your Dreams Without Losing Your Soul or Destroying the Planet, there are multiple answers to your question. Certainly there are ways we can do it that are very extractive and harmful to other people and the planet, but that's not the focus of our book. Our book is pretty much a much different way of thinking than most conventional financial advice, and in fact it's much more about lifestyle design
than it is about, how to invest or bank, in the conventional sense.
Lifestyle design.
Yes.
Lifestyle design.
So this idea of, we really start the book with getting people to think about, what does a wealthy life look like to you? What would your days look like? Who would you interact with? What work would you be doing? And then it's
None.
well, or how would you be spending your time? What activities would fill your time? Work may not be the word to use there. And then how do you reverse engineer your life from that bigger vision of what a wealthy life looks like to you? And so that's that lifestyle design process. And certainly the economic empowerment, the financial resilience, or finances is a part of it. Money is a tool, but there are other tools we can use in designing our life, and there are other resources available to us, and that's a big part of this book, and the content of this book, and the message is getting people to think more broadly, again, with that picture of what a wealthy life looks like, and what resources we have available to us beyond money. Because if you think about that wealthy life that you want, it often isn't a fast, fancy car, a big mansion, it's not these really expensive things. This is not to say we don't need money, but this lifestyle design element, this acknowledging this picture of what we really want, we want money to get to those things that we really want, but we can also think more about how can we just directly go to what we want more often, and leave money for when we really need it and can't get for property taxes, for if we have a medical bill we have to pay for, repairs to our house. But we can get a lot more creative about how we meet our needs, and that's not the whole message of the book, but that's a big part of it. I think capitalism and our current culture gets us so focused on money as the only tool, and certainly I can see how if we stick to that narrative, yes, but we can be much more creative and think much more broadly about what wealth is and how we can tap it and how we can get more directly to the resources and things we need. So that was a long answer.
When I think of like financial planning, I think that like I come in with my $37 and I go, oh, how can I make this? I come in with my money and then, how to make it grow. And what you're saying is you don't start with a pile of money, you start with what it is you're trying to get to, and then reverse engineer. So when we read this book, what sort of things are happening in this book for me if I'm reading it?
One thing, Laura Shepherd, is that you are in the book. Because as I say almost every time I even speak for a few minutes on your show, and the subheading on this picture where she appears is try perceiving everyday things differently. Because what she's done out here on this back patio is so cool. I mean, how many of us have back patios that we don't even ever think that we could do something like this with? She's turned it into such it's an income stream for her.
Yeah, especially if you go to Patreon.com. Yes, Patreon.
But another big thing we talk about in this book is the power of community. We want to be, we're talking about financial resilience and economic empowerment for ourselves, but we also want that in community, and we want to build community around it. And Laura, your show is such a great example of it, because people come, to be members of the audience, or they watch it online and they feel engaged, and you meet new people in your community, but it's also a chance for the people who, guests like me, I can come on and I can talk about what's important to me and share my message. And so when we can find ways, you've built your lifestyle around this. This is a part of lifestyle design. You had this vision of what you wanted, and it is around who you are, right, and what your life is like, and it builds community. You are empowering the community, you are strengthening the community. It's such a great gift, and it started by perceiving things differently.
and it's interesting because I like to perform and do things, but I'm kind of a commitment phobe, so it's hard for me to book a gig 6 months out because I don't know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing. But the nice thing about this show is I can take it with me. So when I got stuck in New Zealand for a year, I could just do it from there. You have an opportunity for people to sell your book. How does this story work?
So a big part of what we wanted was this book was the economic empowerment for other people. And so we have self-published this book. You can still get it on Amazon because it has an ISBN number and other places, but there's a possibility for anybody who wants to, and it's very well suited. Anyone can do it, but it especially makes sense, if you're already on social media and promoting things, or if you are someone who has a booth at at events, because you can if you do it all online, you can create an online bookstore. And then you can add this book to your inventory, and for every print copy of the book that you sell, you earn $6, and for every ebook that you sell, you earn $14.
Okay, now hold on a second here. I am just like, I'm Miss Pants here, and I just have lots of reach, and I go, okay, everybody, come to my portal and buy this book, and I never have to touch the book because it's all online, and every time I influence you to buy Laura's book, I get money.
Yes.
And you get money.
Yes.
And you get money. Well, that is pretty darn, and does it cost me anything to sign up?
Not
to do
at all.
This? So for free, I can start my own sort of like, some sort of a portal, I guess. Now, obviously, every book that I sell for you is spreading your message. And are there other people's books I can sell? Is this a thing you invented?
No, in fact, so the bookstore we use is aer.io. And I'm only selling one other person's book. My co-author has another book, but you could look all over their site. And I am not 100% proficient on this site. I'm new to it, but whatever other books are published through that publisher, I think, and available that you could add to your inventory, yes.
Okay, so if I want to start selling your book, where do I go?
The easiest way to find it. So my website is richandresilientliving.com.
Rich and resilientliving.com.
Yes. And then there's a /growing free, which is for the book. So richandresilientliving.com /growing free. If you go to that page, on the sidebar, you'll see a picture of Uncle Sam offering you a DIY Green New Deal. And it says, earn money selling my book. And then just click that link and it will take you to an information page that walks you through how to set it all up.
And can I sell anybody's books there, or just some people's books?
Again, I'm not familiar with the publisher and what I don't think it's.
What is the name of the publisher?
It's the website. I should say the distributor. AER. AER.io. And I think if you've self-published your books, you could look into uploading them there, and then it's a way to sell them online. And then if you wanted to economically empower others, that they have commissions and that you can set.
That is so.
Again, I'm not 100% proficient, but
so this book has pictures.
yes, my co-author again is very creative. He created a lot of the graphics.
And there's different colors, and are there exercises?
Yes.
Tell us more about what's happening inside the book.
So we include,
now that I know I can get rich selling it, what am I selling?
We included, to specifically answer about exercises, so we included a lot of what we call patterns and adventures. So patterns are examples of how you might go about doing something that if you have. And then the adventures are specific activities we suggest people take part in, whether it is envisioning that wealthy life and really taking time to, we've got some guiding questions to help people with that. But there's all kinds of useful information because the whole, this is all about financial resilience outside of the rat race, outside of our destructive corporate economy. And so how do you extract yourself, remove yourself from all of that. And I don't say we can do it all completely, but there are lots of patterns, suggestions, and ideas. We've got a whole, section here on just thinking differently about cooking and being more efficient in our cooking, because cooking your own food is such a way to take your wealth back. Our food system, our industrialized food system is so horribly corrupted by capitalism, and it does not benefit us as consumers of what so much is being sold to us food-wise. So the more we can just learn about healthy food, but then like simple cooking strategies that make it so much easier to meal prep, and plan in advance and keep more of our money in our pocket so we can use it in our community. It's not about not spending money at all, but why is it easier to invest in Main Street and send our money off to corporations we don't identify with than it is to invest in Main Street and our neighbors? Why are we sending our money out to Wall Street? It's one of the biggest heartbreaks for me, is that it's so much easier to invest in McDonald's and Coca-Cola and
I just
plastics.
moved my money from a big bank to a little local bank. I had a bank in Virginia, and I sort of traveled with it, and it kept changing and changing and changing, and then finally, I don't know, I was fed up with them. They were having trouble at the bank. Clearly, they couldn't get back to me on time about a question, and then I came to you, and you mentioned that there was a local bank, and I went in there, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, now my money is more local, and just on my savings account they were giving me a better interest. And so when I have financial questions, I call Laura, and you're so comforting. So I recommend it to anybody out there that has financial interests or questions or looking for directions to either invest or change life. The questions that you ask me, I always find that super enlightening. She said, oh, well, you can invest in this thing over here and you'll get this much return, but then you have to log in on Facebook, or not on Facebook, log in on your computer. And I'm like, oh God, I'm never doing that. And so even though that was a financial opportunity that is perhaps available to me, she knows me well enough to know that I'm just like not interested in that. So I really appreciate that you have all sorts of good advice, but tailor it to the person in particular. So I highly recommend talking to Laura if you have any financial issues.
Yeah. Well, and just to be safe, because I am not a financial advisor,
No.
so this is a little bit of disclaimer. What I do is talk to people about what I've learned that is available out there, because there are many more investing opportunities outside of the stock market than people realize. And these are investing opportunities that align a lot more with people's values than when they send their money off to an index fund or a mutual fund, or whatever.
And so if I get this book, not only will it help me sort of look at finances sort of backwards and really reverse engineering, but also if I wanted to find an ethical company to invest in, can I find this information in this book?
I don't give specific
Okay.
investing advice in this book. I do have, and I reference it in this book. Part of it was just, you can see how long this book is
already is.
And we talk about other ways of investing in this book, like investing like what you did here. Again, investing in the infrastructure to make this possible. The Laura Shepherd Show. The investment you made in your shed. How can we invest in generative assets?
Generative assets.
That are going to earn us money, that cash flow for us. And especially if we can do that by investing in cash flowing assets that are addressing our major social and environmental issues. So yes, we can invest in the stock market, we can invest in the other options outside of the stock market that I talk about. And what I want to say with that is I have a pay what you can course or an introductory guide on regenerative investing that you can find in the shop on my website. And that's where I go into the detail about what I've learned and what investing opportunities I'm seeing out there. But we can also just, be much more, again, creative and broaden our perspectives about what we use our money to invest in. Instead of putting it into degenerative assets and things, that aren't going to add to our life and value and income, we can be making smarter investments.
Okay, well, thank you. I really appreciate your time, and I highly recommend you do a little consulting for people, right?
Yes.
Can they pay you for your time?
Yes, I do offer coaching. I sometimes I call it lifestyle design for reluctant capitalists.
Yeah.
So it is about the money, but it's also this lifestyle design piece, and how do we think differently about what resources and wealth, non-monetary wealth you already have in your life, and what else might you be doing with it?
So smart. This is a DVD. I don't know if it's a DVD player, but it's kind of about my whole life. This jacket is still available. We're still available. If anybody needs a beautiful red jacket, let me know. We are coming to the end of the show. I would ask that anybody that is interested would, this is what I've got going here. I invite you to be my patron because it works for me. I like it, and it's a real it's a way that you can support good news in your community.
It's an investment in community.
It's an investment in community.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have anything else to say? I don't know. I'm gonna sing.
You want to go on?
Okay, what are we gonna? You want to sing "Carry My Rain in a Bushel Basket"?
All right.
Come on.
Go.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah, do something in your community, ready? I don't jump freight trains when they roll by. Don't get the blues, I'll tell you why. I go downtown when I want to smoke, and I'm treating life like a joke. I won't go sitting in my neighbor's yard, 'cause he's been working mighty hard. I go downtown, but I don't wear shoes, and I do not sing the blues. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carrying sunshine too. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, but let the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, but let the sunshine through. Won't get cross if you smile at me, and I'll throw my troubles out to sea. I don't wear black or need a heart attack, 'cause we can be happy.
How about that?
I don't think much about what could go wrong, and I don't want to sing about it in a song. But I'll look at you and shake my head. Oh, some folks, they'd be better off dead. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carrying the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, but let the sunshine through. I don't see Saturn when I look at the stars, but I know it's out there and so's Mars. I don't think much about the evening news, and I will not sing the blues. I don't like ham, but I do like toast, and I certainly don't care who you hate the most. I don't care how it's always been done. You can give it, but still have some. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, but let the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. You gotta let your sunshine through.
Woo! Holiday.